Yes, I have COVID. I probably have the Delta variant since there's never been any serious respiratory difficulties with this particular virus. Today is day 7 or 8, and I'm just now feeling well enough to make a video. I would have liked to have made one that charted my course day by day, but honestly, I felt so rotten that it would have been a real challenge to do that. However, let me see if I can summarize the progression. And I want to do this for anyone who might be interested in how somebody else has experienced this. I'm sure there are YouTube videos that outline it, but I'm just going to add this just in case it's helpful. And I do hope it's helpful for those of you who are suffering from COVID. So how did this begin? Well, today is Saturday. As I think back, my symptoms probably started a week ago Friday or Saturday. They were extremely mild, just a feeling of being slightly less than 100%, accompanied by a very minimal cough. It's more like a very mild cold. Sunday was a great big day. It was go, go, go from the minute I got up. I got home around 5:30 and began to feel increasingly worse. At 7:30, I knew I was really sick, and I went to bed, and I didn't get up until 7:30 the next morning. I took the day off on Monday. It wasn't horrible, but I was weak and coughing. Later in the morning, I noticed that I wasn't smelling anything, so I got out my wife Melinda's spices and I tried to smell different ones, but nothing. That was the first sign. Melinda called a friend who brought over some COVID self-tests, which Melinda and I both took. I showed up right away as positive. Melinda was negative at that point. I immediately stopped all contact outside the home and went into quarantine. The next day, Tuesday, Melinda began to feel bad also, and she took the test again. This time, she showed up as positive too. Now she joined me in quarantine. And when word began to get out, kind people dropped off food and other supplies. And in times like these, you learn to treasure your friends, and we really do. So let me see if I can describe my day-to-day progression. Melinda's will be similar, but she's a day or two behind me. On Tuesday, I felt horrible. I could hardly move. Same with Wednesday. Any movement, like walking, would bring on a deep cough, dredging up nasty, thick mucus. Everything tasted sour and unappetizing. So both Melinda and I have eaten very little. In fact, we would have preferred not to eat at all, but we have done so only because we need some strength to fight this doggone virus. We both experienced flashes of sweats, but without a fever, followed by chills. Thursday was also pretty bad for me, but I did notice some improvement. Melinda was still bad. On Thursday, my brother Marty drove all the way from Phoenix to bring some ivermectin. That's a 10-hour drive. He stayed the night in our separate bungalow that we had not had any contact with physically since we showed symptoms. And of course, we kept our distance. We kept well away from each other. We talked at a distance outdoors. The ivermectin seems to have helped us both. 3 days after the initial dose of ivermectin, the worst seems to be gone, with just a lingering feeling like a mild flu. However, we still have no appetite, very little energy, and everything still tastes sour. The only exception to that is I can't stop thinking about cheese enchiladas. I don't know why that is. I know it seems weird, but that's what's in my mind. Let me say a word about the emotional impact. It's been hard. Life has not seemed joyful or hopeful, but just a dreary routine for the whole time we've been sick. I hope that improves, and I'm sure it will. But for now, we're just getting through day to day. Okay, I'm going to stop for now, and I will update you in a day or two. Okay, well, here it is, Tuesday, following the Saturday of my first video. So I'm that much further into it. Seems like we've had a little relapse. That cough I had told you about has not gone away, although just it seems like today it's beginning to, but that's only after we took some pretty serious antibiotics. I finally called my doctor, and my doctor prescribed something. I think it was a Z-pak or something like that. So hopefully that will get rid of that. Still no appetite. Still just a very, just a depressed feeling all day long. And I don't know. Supposedly, about this time is when I should be free to start circulating again, but I don't feel like it. I'm going to wait till tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow will be a lot better. I need to be better by this weekend because we've got this big play coming up. And I also have a couple of appointments that I really need to make. And I need to be free from COVID, so I need to test negative on Saturday. So anyway, that's where I am now. It's kind of discouraging, but then on the other hand, other people that I've talked to who have gone through the same thing tell me that they have relapses, that they think they're getting better, and then they go backwards. But I'm sure eventually we'll all get over this. So that's my report. I guess I will update you in a day or two, and hopefully by then I'll feel better. Melinda's also a day or two behind me, so I'll keep you updated on her. She's actually quite a bit better today. All right, talk to you later. Well, I said I'd follow up in a day or two, and here it is on Wednesday. In the last 24 hours, Melinda and I have made a dramatic improvement, both of us. I think what was bothering us the last couple of days was pneumonia on top of the COVID, and so with some azithromycin, that really has knocked that out. So things are looking better, and we're hoping that we're just kind of free from the COVID from now on. We both took a self-COVID test today. Both of us showed up as negative. So I think we're out of the woods. There's a bit of a lingering cough, a little bit of lingering feeling of not being totally well, but hey, I'm not going to argue with that. We're doing so much better. So anyway, that's my COVID story. Melinda seems to be now on track with me, and I think we're just good to go. So I hope this has been helpful to you. I hope that if you are experiencing COVID and find this on YouTube, that you will find at least our experience to be an encouragement to you, that it's not the end of the world. Believe me, there were several times during our 10, 11-day journey in which I thought, what's the use? I'm never going to feel better. Well, hang in there, you will. So this is Dr. Michael Bogart with Aspect Ministries, and I hope you'll enjoy some of our other videos on other subjects. See you then.